Reverend Jennifer, coming to speak to us and share a meditation.
Thank you. Thank you, Melody. Thank you all for being here. The last day of November. And the artwork around is from by Will Tuttle. He's going to be doing the service at CSL later on, and he had a concert last night. I think if you all get the CSL newsletter, you were aware of that. So it's nice to have this lovely artwork up here. And Melody gave me this morning something to put in our Unity of Las Cruces archives. This is a Las Cruces Sun News paper from February 28th, 2007, with Jerry and Terry Lund as they kicked off the Purple Band No Complaint World program that they did back then. It's just wonderful to see that beautiful picture of the two of them. So we'll have it back there if anybody wants to see it afterwards, and we'll put it in our scrapbook. Thank you so much, Melody. Thank you. That really warmed my heart. So Melody talked about the Christmas Bible lessons from Truth Unity, and we have ordered more of these. And additionally, Truth Unity has put out Fillmore Wings Study Program. Now, this is from the Unity Archives, where they have updated, not the content, of the correspondence course that Charles and Myrtle Fillmore used to send out at the beginning when Unity first started. And so that's going to be a set of course materials going to be available by Truth Unity. So I've ordered 24 more of those little spiral books. And I think in the first quarter next year, for sure, we'll start working on having a study about it, a course, and I'm really excited about it. I'm very happy with that work. This little booklet I started reading, and one of the things in the first or second part of it, where it talks about the peaceful kingdom, Isaiah 11:1 through 9. A shoot will come out of the stalk of Jesse, and a branch out of his roots will bear fruit. Yahweh's Spirit will rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of Yahweh. As he goes on later on to give an explanation of this using the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary and doing interpretation. Charles Fillmore had written, this shoot that has come out of Jesse means that there is an ever-living principle in man that has been submerged. It has been cut down, and merely a stump exists today in human consciousness. But there is enough virile energy in that stump, if it were quickened, to bring forth the real man, the fruit, which is Christ. This is from an excerpt of the Unity magazine of December 1937, in an article called, "Can Christ Prevent War?" Can Christ prevent war? Not the historical Jesus, but the living Christ presence within each of us. In a world of conflict, division, and fear, this question is more urgent than ever. Short lead today. Don't want me running away. Not the historical Jesus, but the living Christ presence within each of us. In a world of conflict, division, and fear, this question is more urgent than ever. Charles wrote that in 1937. And think about today. Things go in cycles. So what can we be taught by what Charles expressed back then? He teaches that Christ is not a single man, but a divine pattern placed in every person. Christ is the spiritual identity of humanity. When we live from this consciousness, we create peace. When we forget it, we create conflict. Christ is the spiritual identity of humanity. When we live from this consciousness, we create peace. When we forget it, we create conflict. Charles Fillmore also emphasizes that war originates in thought. Thought of suspicion becomes policies. Thoughts of judgment becomes divisions. Thoughts of fear become violence. Peace begins in consciousness long before treaties, negotiations, or armies. So that is ours to do. That's what we've been talking about. Peace comes from our thoughts. That's where it starts. From our divine nature, we come into this life experience with love, with peace, with light. And as we learn to be in the real world, that is diminished, and we forget about that. We get caught up with day-to-day things. And we see things on the news, and we encounter things in the store, or in traffic, or at our jobs. We are bombarded with seeming chaos. The more access we have to information from all over the world, that's a wonderful, wonderful thing, except we've got to turn off the tap. We've got to turn that off. We've got to control our access to what doesn't serve us. If we're watching something on the TV or reading something on our iPad that is making us angry or fearful, set it down. Pick up a book and read some fiction or nonfiction or something that lifts up your spirit. Help others lift up their spirit. You can be in a conversation, and all of a sudden, you're going to lunch with a friend, and blah, blah, blah. You're talking about, what'd you guys do for Thanksgiving? Oh, we did this, and we did that. And, oh, my gosh, did you see that on the news? And it just starts spiraling downwards. We can stop it. We can choose. That's our choice. We can get caught up in it and add to it, and then walk away from our lovely lunch angry and pissed off or sad. Or we can choose to set it aside, spend time with that person we're having a meal with, and talking with them about them or their experience or your experience, or share that relationship that you have. Set aside that stuff of the world. There's enough of that. I was listening to something the other night where they were talking about when you're sitting down with someone of opposing views and want to have this conversation, and I encourage that, and I'm trying to figure out a way that I can do that on possibly a maybe larger scale than lunch with someone. But it's important to listen as well as be heard. It's got to be a two-sided thing. And it's not just for what's going on in our life experience today, in our country and in the world, but also from a relationship standpoint of a husband and a wife, mother and a daughter, son and father, son and mother, whatever. When you're having conflict in a relationship, you need to listen, and you also need to be heard, because it needs to be balanced. That's where peace and harmony, that's where harmony comes from, is balance. Harmony comes from balance. And right now, there's not harmony because there's not balance. And it starts with us. It's not going to start from the top. It starts with each and every one of us, in our own heart, our own mind, our own voice, our own actions. Because the things you are doing to create peace in your life experience, in your day-to-day world, is being seen by others as well. And I know when we walk into some kind of an event or a party or lunch or work or just coming back home, and we're not upset, and they say, "How was your day?" And you can say, "It was great." And you really mean that. Or, "It was a good day." A good day is good. Good day is good. All right? But if you truly believe that and feel that, people are going to want to know, how come you're in such a good mood when it seems like the stuff's going to heck in a handbasket? Because it's your peace of mind that starts, and it brings it out into the allness that we talk about. That's up there. That's where we're all connected. And so when we have that peace and that harmony, and we're sending that energy out into the allness, it's affecting everyone, whether it's unseen and possibly unnoticed. It's like the molecules in the air that we don't see, but we know they're there because we're taking in a deep breath and exhale. Peace begins with us. If we want peace in the world, it begins with us, our thoughts, words, and actions, what we hold in our heart. That communion that we have with that divine power that is God, that we know and recognize is a piece and a part of everyone. Imagine for a moment the reality. Visualize the reality. You are a piece and a part of that divine spirit. And envision little wisps of energy coming off of you, filled with that divine spirit and love and harmony. Envision yourself walking down the street. And those little wisps of energy are coming off of you and going into nature, going into the air, going into nature. Someone passing you by on the sidewalk. You pass by a tree, and that wisp of energy from the tree is coming onto you. This is our interconnectedness. This is happening all the time. And the energy that you're exuding and sending off and receiving, what you're sending off can be love and harmony and peace, or it can be anger. I've had those walks. Have you had those walks where you're just stopping down the neighborhood? Can't believe he did that. What am I supposed to do about that? It's great to get rid of that, but then what do? We shed it, and then we bring up that peace and that harmony and that love and that light. I encourage you really to bring that awareness into December, the season of light. As we move into the Advent season, it's so important. It's so important. I want to see everyone I meet happy and smiling, and really it brings me down when I was like, how are you? Well, I appreciate you being honest. However, thank you for sharing. And as we go through these Bible lessons, because that's what we're going to do, apparently the Advent booklets didn't arrive. So we're going to go through the Bible lessons. So I encourage you, if you haven't already picked up one of these, pick one up. More are coming in the mail. And I'm looking forward to our month of December. The peace begins with consciousness, long before treaties, no negotiations, or armies. Peace is a spiritual discipline. It is an active practice of returning to presence. Christ prevents war not by force, but by transforming consciousness. When individuals awaken to their spiritual identity, nations shift. It's a real short. So, when individuals awaken to their spiritual identity, nations shift. And that's the work we're doing. We're doing that with our prayer work. We're doing that with our affirmations. We're doing that with our songs. And with our meditation. Thank you. I invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Relax. Feel comfortable in the chair. You're fully supported. Your feet are on the floor. Take another breath in and exhale. Feel that energy at the very top of your head, that crown chakra, Christ consciousness energy. Peace and love energy, healing energy, calming energy, joyful energy. It's all God. And it circulates throughout your whole body. Envision this cloud of divine energy swirling around your whole body. Wisping that joy energy and sending it out. Collecting that love energy and bringing it in. See that mist of God energy enveloping you. Into your heart. In your heart, you see the love energy. And pieces of that love energy are being shed by you, sending out into your community, sending out to everyone in this room. It is given and it was received. Love, joy, harmony. As we breathe into that love, joy, and harmony energy, bring into your mind some joyful and loving memory you have. Maybe it was a Thanksgiving holiday. Maybe it was a birthday. Maybe it was just a good Saturday. No special event. You felt warm, you felt loved, you felt joy, you felt harmony. As you feel yourself in that energy, embrace it. Re-energize it. Make it more clear in your mind. That memory brings up those feelings again in you. Your endorphins kick in based on the memory. You are lifted up. You are operating now at a higher level. You have a more positive attitude. You have a more peaceful nature. As we crystallize memories like this, we can use them in the future when we need to lift ourselves up. Breathing into that joy and peace and harmony. Feel the love. Feel that peace and love radiate outward to the community, our nation, and the world. And we affirm that Christ in humanity brings peace. The Christ in humanity brings peace. Another breath in. Exhale. And when you are ready, open your eyes.
So you might have noticed that Jeff and Dwight are missing today. Well, prayers for getting them better. They both got sick. So the good news is Steve Smith was able to join us today. So Steve is a master musician. He's known all around the country, maybe the world. And but it's really a pleasure. We love to play together whenever we can. So, Steve, this is on you.
Okay.
All right. He says. Thank you.